First of all, let me start by saying thank you to everybody who has subscribed to me. And please, please keep subscribing. Let's do one thing for me today. Let's see if I can get as many likes as I get views. Let's try to do that today. Let's get as many likes as I can get views. Let's see if we can move me up today. I did 2 of these stage 2 races, the fan flats. Very good races. I did something new. I've added sauce to my overlay of my Swift. I really do love it. It gives me a lot of extra information that really helps me ride the bike, helps me race better, gives me things that I need, like my wattage per, my WKG per 10, 5. You can go for even once, I think it's 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You can do that. You can look at your distance. You see the whole overlay on that, and I'm studying working on it, how they really get it integrated even more. I really do like it. I like the aspect of what it brings to the race. I've got the results of the first race that I ran here or here, probably on both sides of me normally, and I have a description saying the results for that race. That race I won, and that was the first race I ever used sauce on. Sauce is an overlay that's out that you can look online. I'll put the descriptions on where you can find it at. There's other YouTubers who use it. And I actually put their names here on here, so you can look up their names and their sites, and you can see them. And they go great depth on how to put it on your computer and how to get it overlaid just right. Now, with all that being said, I want to say one more time. Let's see if we can get my views up. My likes up is just as high as my views. With that, we're finna get into the race. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. And you see, I don't vote out the race real fast. In fact, I'm getting used to looking at sauce. And you can see the overlay of the color is. Now you can make it transparent, but I wanted to keep it because what it is, I have the lower index at the bottom where it's got the graphs where it has how much power I'm putting out and whether I'm in the red or the blue, and I'm starting to really get used to that. So I left it up just for that reason. So that's the reason why you see the sauce overlay is in that burgundy color. That's actually the sauce default color. I left it that way because I just covered up the images that the leaderboard on one side and the speed and the power and the cadence on the other side. And I just used the sauce information now. I do have a bar at the top. I have to actually change that up on further races now where it shows my actual power right in and not the average power. So I can actually see what I'm putting out right there. I changed a couple of more things on that top line. You'll see in the other races that I do from now on. It really is nice. Now this race is a flat race, and this mud is gonna be pretty much my mud. So I'm only gonna post one race. You know, I've gotten to that point where I said I was only gonna post 1 or 2 races. I did not get a chance to run the tiny races this week. And the only reason I didn't run them because I attempted my 100-mile ride by mistake. I started doing a warm-up ride for the tiny races at like 8 o'clock. And I did it with a group that does a 100-mile race every week, every Saturday morning around 8 o'clock. And I just thought I would do a maybe 30-minute ride to warm up for the tiny races, get on that ride for about 30, 45 minutes, rest for about an hour, and then jump into the tiny races. But as it seems, I ended up keep riding. I wrote that ride for 4.5, almost 5 hours. I like 4 hours and 40 minutes. I enjoyed it. Very tiresome. That's a race that 100 miles you really have to prepare for, because with me doing that 100 miles, I wasn't doing it. It was kind of like I woke up that morning, looked at my watch, saw it was like 7:45, realized that race started at like 8:10. I put on my bike pants, ran downstairs, turned on the laptop, and I turned on the Mac, got on there, and started riding. No preparation, no water. I had to actually call my wife during the middle of the race and say, hey, can you bring me this down? I was riding with a decent group and I didn't want to have to stop. It was a great ride. Now you see with the sauce, that's also helped me with that race. I want to say that it gave me a lot of information. It keeps up with who's around you, and you can really get into detail with this thing. You can keep up with who's around you. You can keep up with, for I have different metrics, like you have the sliding scale that goes up, and that purple T is me, and that's everybody behind me. And I made that scale a little bigger now for the rest of the races so I can really see it. That top bar, the cross at the top is a little bit bigger so I can actually see more inside that image. I really, really enjoyed that. I changed the draft down there and I added a cadence and another power, I think, speed to it. But I started changing it up because it's a very nice interface. And you can see it here, and it could be, you could put more than that. I have the draft dial on that, which really helped me when I was doing the 100 miles. And my fault, I'm sorry about this, but I actually started using Sauce. Yeah, I think Sauce was the first race I used it on, but it's not this one. It was a race Monday. This race I think I did Friday. I may be mistaken. I think I either did it Friday or I may have done it Thursday. I'm not sure exactly when I did this one. I think it was Thursday. Let me get the data. I think it was Thursday that I did this race. What's the 11th? Yeah, I did this race Thursday. I didn't do nothing Friday because I did a real late ride. So that's why Saturday I got up and went ahead and did that. I really, really enjoyed using Sauce. So I know I'm saying Sauce a lot, and I'm trying to push Sauce because for people who are getting used to Swift racing, this is a very good overlay to have so that you can race and understand even more about it. The more you understand the race, the more information you have while you're racing makes racing a lot better. The draft button here, where it's got the little soda bottle, the sauce bottle pouring down, I used it on the triple T's. And I'm gonna tell you something, come down some of the hills, you know I'm fast on the downhills, but I would let my partners on the race, my rider partners on the race get in front of me, and that draft thing jumped up. I think at one point it was like you saving, I want to say that thing said like 500 watts. It was ridiculous how many watts you could save. You realize it really does have, if people telling you about drafts, you understand it. I'm gonna say what I know. I understand when they tell me to draft, but I don't understand what they were meaning by you say this much in. With Sauce, you understand. I'm gonna tell you what, Sauce to me is almost like cheating. I used to get accused of using an e-bike or whatever it was. I don't do that. I've shown my gym. I'm not gonna do that much. I'm trying to show a little bit more of me. I'm not doing that no more. I'm moving even further ahead up because I'm starting to really lose a lot of weight, and I understand that I try to tell people it's not just the idea of the power I'm putting out, but you have to understand something. It's the endurance that I have that makes it even different, even more different, because I can put out that power as a big guy, but if I don't have the endurance, that power is only gonna last about 3 minutes. I'm riding with what I have now because of my endurance. And like today is a Monday, I'm recording all this on Monday. Today at 2 o'clock, I have a ladder race with the NTSs. I normally would have did the Swift Live, but I got so excited because I don't know when I'm gonna get to do another ladder race. My Z-Sons hadn't done one yet for the Ds, so NTS had one at 2 o'clock. They had one for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I know they did it last week. I can't make those races that much, and since it's Martin Luther King Day here in America, I'm off on Monday, and I chose it over the Swift Live because I don't know when I ever get to do another one of those, but I know every once in a while I get to do a Swift Live here and there. So that's why I did that. So I chose to do that instead of the Swift Live. Kind of wanted to do the Swift Live. I think a lot of BBs and a lot of NTS is gonna be in there. I'm not sure, I haven't seen them, but I'm pretty sure BB them did it last week, and they was like, man, we missed you. And I was telling them it's hard for me to make it. I actually threw it up in the air for myself to wonder if I was gonna do it, but I chose to go ahead and do this ladder race. So I'm gonna actually film that, and it's gonna be my first ladder race to ever post. It's gonna be a new thing for me, but I'm excited about the ladder races because I have the sauce on my overlay now. And so with that being said, I'm gonna get back to the race. I've been talking about the race because it's a flat race. I ride really good on flats. I'm not putting a lot of power in. I think this race had, I want to say 100 people in it at the time. I think I did a lunchtime when it's like 150 people in it, and you see nobody's around me. So I'm talking about it, but I'm not talking about it a lot because everybody knows when I race flats, it's almost like unless BB or the NTS, some of the NTS people are there, Grindle, Peter, Petter, and the rest, Petter Solver, and the rest of them. If they're not in this race, it's mostly me. There are other people who race me, like a lot of smaller people who are really like 50 kilograms, and they can put out about 150 watts. Those the ones that can challenge me on flats really a lot. But for the most part, you can see I can keep the flat up, and with this, what Sauce does, it's also allow me to go faster when I want to go faster. And that's what I call the cheating part, because it allows me to go. And if you notice, my speed is increasing because I know I'm not going to time out. You know, even though I time out, I don't time out towards the class. See, I time out because I've learned that there's a 90-day look at me that the race does, and wherever I fall in, if I start falling outside of that, it times out so I can move it up, and I don't feel like being timed out all the time, so I move it up. So what I'm doing is becoming a better racer inside the time that I have. Now, I know by the end of the year, I will be a C, and I'm hoping that I'll be a competitive C. But right now, as I lose the weight, in fact, on that 100-mile race, I lost like 4 pounds by the end of that race. I went through like 3 shirt changes. Man, you use your coffee. I used everything. I really wasn't prepared for it, but I'm glad I did it. I'm very happy with it. This race, like I said, I put this race up because I do put my stages up. This race was not competitive at all, so I know people are looking at it, but I want to emphasize Sauce to the people who subscribe to me, and I want them to see what it is so you can see how it looks on your computer. I put out there that be careful with things that you download online because there can be viruses. They even suggest that, but they know this is kind of backed up and this is safe enough for you. As we get close to the end of the race, I want to thank everybody. I want to get as many likes as I do views, so please, please, please put a like down. I'm trying to move myself up through the algorithm. You can see the results of the race here. Thank y'all for riding with me. Thank y'all for watching me. Thank y'all for subscribing to me. Please, like I say, like. And with that, ride on.